Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review, and today we've got a little bit of a special video because when I started the channel, obviously my main aim was to review as many beers as possible and obviously help me keep a record of all the beers that I've tried. But a lot of people have given me this feedback from the channel saying it'd be really good if you had some sort of rating system, and obviously if we could sort of link that with rock and how we can do that. So I've had a thought about it, and I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a rating system. So every beer that I review on the channel, I'm going to give it a mark out of 100 points. So it's like a 100-point system, like 100%, 100 points. And from that, we're gonna break that down into categories. So each category will be rated and it will have a points allowance. Now, hopefully the modern technology, they will pop up on the screen as I sort of go through them now. So the first thing, as I say, it's a 100-point system, and the first points would be the aroma, how the beer smells, the aromatics involved in the beer and everything else involved in that. So that would be a mark out of 20. So that's for the aroma, which is quite an important part. It's a fifth of the overall points available. Secondly, appearance. So obviously appropriate for style, depending on obviously what type of beer it is. But whether we'll be reviewing the colour, the clarity, the quality of the head and the retention of that head as well. And obviously for that one, we're going to give 10 points. So that will be marked out of 10 points. Now, one of the biggest areas obviously is flavour, so that'll be the next category. That's going to actually be 40 points, so a big bulk of the overall 100-point system. We'll be reviewing the general taste, the characteristics, the balance, the finish, if there's any sort of aftertaste, and any other sort of characteristics that may come about. So that'll be marked out 40. The next category, I think it's worthwhile because of the vast difference between prices of beer, and I think you can't expect a beer that's costing a few pounds to be as good as a beer that's costing £10. So we'll give more points to value for money, and that'll be a 10 point setup. And then at the end of that, to make up to 100, the last 20 points will be based on the overall impression. So that will be my, what my drinking, how I feel in terms of my pleasure of drinking the beer, whether it's a beer that I want to drink, could drink all night, or whether it's a beer that maybe I'd have one and leave it at that, because there's too much to it to be a beer that you're going to drink quite a lot. So that will be rated again out of 20. So that will give you a total points out of 100. And then this is where the rock element sort of comes into it. We are going to give a breakdown. So if it's between 90 and 100 points, then it's a world-class beer. This is my opinion. This is not some sort of worldwide record. This is Rocker's Beer Review, and this is Rocker's opinion. So, please let me know if you don't agree, but at the same time, this is my scoring system and this is how I'm going to think. So a 90 to 100 point beer is a world-class beer. It's the equivalent of a Van Halen beer. It's a kick-ass rock and roll party of a beer, and it's the sort of beer that you could drink and buy again and again. If it rates between 80 and 89 points, then it's an exceptional beer, and I would not hesitate to try it again and recommend it to anyone. This is obviously in terms of the rock, sort of equivalent to Iron Maiden, who are in my opinion, the best and the original heavy metal band. 70 to 79 points. So with this level, it's a very good beer. It's one to savour. You may find that the more you drink it, the better it becomes. This is a White Snake, so you just want to slide it in slow and easy with this beer. 60 to 69, I would class this an average type of beer. It's not that impressive. It's the Bon Jovi really of beers. So if you're in the right mood, after you've had a few, it may be better beer, but it's an average beer. And then anything under 60 is not recommended. In my opinion, it's the Coldplay of beers, i.e. it's not even rock. Okay, so that's my scale, and today we're going to start with this beer here. So today's beer is this one here. This is a beer that I've got from Tesco. It's £3. It's a 440 a can. It is called Ripe Times, and it is a double dry hopped New England IPA. It's rocking in at So let's have a quick look at the can here. It's rocking in at 6.5% by ABV, and it's a joint venture between the Magic Rock Brewing Company and Salt Beer Brewery as well. So both of them have got quite good track records in their own state, really. So I'm interested to see what this is going to be like. And as I say, this is the first beer that we're going to actually put through the Rockers beer rating scheme. So let's crack it open and get it in a glass, shall we? So obviously New England IPA, it's, you know, again, this is the sort of beer that I do like, because, you know, it's just usually a very tropical tasting and smelling beer. So there we go. We've got a one and a bit white fluffy head there. You can see it's a hazy, typical of a New England IPA. You know, yellow. There's a fair bit of carbonation there, but it's you know, it looks the part. So let's give it a smell. Yeah, I'm getting the mango. I'm getting the, you know, the typical mango, and yeah, there's a bit of, you know, there's grapefruit, pineapple's quite strong with this one. All the tropical fruits, what you would expect from a New England IPA, as they sort of dance on, you know, on your nose, and as you smell it, it just makes you want to taste it. So that's you know, it's a cracking looking beer. It's a £3 beer. So let's give it a try, shall we? Cheers, everyone. Yeah, that's nice. That obviously it's a double dry hop, so there is a level of dryness there, and you can taste it on the palate. The taste is fruity, grapefruits again. I think it's, you know, I think grapefruit is probably the overpowering of the fruits that you get there. You get a little bit of sort of blood orange, that pink grapefruit, and to give it a little bit of sweetness, but it is very, very dry. But it's quite smooth. I mean, again, you've got the head is almost sort of disappearing there. So, you know, again, it's typical. It's similar to the other New England IPAs I've tried. Some of them keep the head, some of them don't. Some of them give for a softer sort of taste. So I'm going to have another sort of taste here. Yeah, that's quite nice. It's very drinkable. It's not overly carbonated, and actually that makes it, you know, easier to drink. The sharpness and the dryness that really starts coming through, and you know, it's like a lot of these types of beer, because it's so dry. You're sort of thinking, oh, I really want to drink that because it's cold, it's fruity, it smells great. You drink it and you think, oh, my throat is really dry. I want to drink more of it. So, you know, so that's what you do. But it's yeah, it's quite pleasant. I think it's going to be quite interesting to sort of put some of these New England IPAs, because there's so many, and it seems to be the sort of popular type of craft beer that's available now, and they do vary very wildly. I mean, you know, I always go back to the Brewdog Hazy Jane. Quite different to that in terms of that's a little bit darker, and it keeps its head a bit more. This one, it's good, but I'm trying to really work out how it feels, and I think that probably what I'm going to have to do is a taste test with a number of them at the same time to really get that real comparison. So a good beer, if you like double dry and you like that dryness that you get with the beer, then it's very good. Strong flavours of grapefruits, but very smooth sort of beer. So let's go through now to the Rockers rating. So the rating for this one. Firstly, we'll start with aroma. So let's just review. This is the Ripe Times, and it is the Salt and the Magic Rock Brewing Company, and it's a double dry hopped New England IPA. So aroma, subtle hints of mango, tropical fruits, pineapples, grapefruits. Probably not as strong as some of the other beers that I've tried, so that may be down to the fact that it's that dryness, so it's not as strong. So I'm going to give that a 12 out of 20 for the aroma. Secondly, appearance. Well, I mean, it's a lovely yellow hazy, not much of a head on that, so that marks it down a little bit. It's soon sort of, the head, we had a 1.5 finger head when we poured it, but it sort of soon dissipated. So I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10 for appearance. Flavour, now it's very dry. Some people would really love that because it's dry. Subtle tropical fruits, quite smooth and mellow on the palate, and I'm going to give that one a 30 out of 40 for the flavour. I think it drops a few points there, but it's not bad, and to some people it'd be right up their street. Value for money. Okay, so this is a £3, 440 can from Tesco. I think that's pretty good value for money for a New England IPA. It's a good quality. I'm giving that an 8 out of 10. And so finally, overall, you know, would I drink more than one of these? You know, is it nice? It's a little bit too dry for me, but it's very smooth. It's sort of the dryness sort of, you know, counteracts with the smoothness. So I'm going to give that 13 out of 20 for that. So that we'll toss up those numbers, and we'll give you a score. So the scores are in, and this beer rates a 69 out of 100 on the Rockers review scale. So that's an average, so it's the Bon Jovi of beers, but it's right at the top end there. A few more points there, and it would have gone into the recommended route. But it's a good beer. It's not to be sniffed at. It's £3 from Tesco's. So if you like that, if you like the way that we've rated, or if you've got any comments about that, please let them know in the comments. And until the next video, and obviously one thing I want to say is that we're starting to get some more subscribers. There's a lot of people viewing the videos but not subscribing. Now if you subscribe, then you'll get a notification every time a new video comes out, and I'm trying to release these videos on a daily basis, so it'd be really appreciated and help the channel if you could like and subscribe this video. So until the next video, keep on rocking.